Guys, Robo46 here and welcome yourselves to round 4 of Robo's Racing League on MotoGP 15, the Moto2 League. It is round 4, Catalunya. Let's see how the qualifying went. It was one racer who took pole half a second quicker than both Emil 007 Heskey in second and myself in third. Armorland 99 was 4th, I Dylan 5th, Brandy Scales in 6th, GSXR Matt 24 7th, The Postman in 8th, Morland 97 9th and Biker in 10th. So that's how qualifying went. Let's go to the grid and get this race started. So front row for me. It's been a while since I've been on the front row, but definitely looking forward to this race. Love Catalunya, and hopefully it should be a really close race, apart from one racer probably. So here we go, lights out. Not the best of starts, but it wasn't actually too bad because I don't think everyone else got a really good start either, so it kind of averaged out. Someone just popped in there, I think that was Brandy Scales, a bit of lag. Into the first corner, a few people out braking themselves, but kept it neat and tidy around here. Currently in second place, third now. Two Mark VDS bikes in the lead, and now getting mugged by a couple of them. There they go. Back down 5th, up to 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Just changing all the time. Back down to 6th, back up to 5th. And then into the horrible couple of corners. On the brakes here is really difficult. I usually brake quite early for this just to make sure that I don't crash there. It seemed to work, so I'm up to 4th now. Back down to 5th as I go wide, written down to 6th. At the moment we are pretty much all together apart from one person who is right at the back. Someone going really wide. Just able to try and get a better drive. Didn't quite work, still in 6th place at the moment. Goes wide again, so I move up to 5th. A slightly better exit, so down to 6th I go. And then the final couple of corners. Bouncing on the rumble strip there, which didn't help. So 6th place at the moment. But at the moment, really close, everyone really close together on track. This is what we want racing to be like. A little bit of a gap appearing between 5th and 4th. But I go into 5th place and that gap is pretty much gone. Pretty good exit out there. I'm all over 4th place again. One racer got a bit of a lead, probably about 0.3 of a second at that point. Not much though. Like I said, 5th place at the moment. A few people going wide. I went a bit wide myself. So we'll close up again. And then going into the horrible corner. Early on the brakes. Try and get a good exit. So I've got Brandy Scales just in front of me, and then Emil and Dylan in 2nd and 3rd. One racer in the lead. So there's a bit of a gap appearing between myself and Brandy Scales at the moment. Armorland right behind me. But that gap does seem to be coming down slightly. So I close up on the back of them. Getting a good exit out of here. Not going too much on the curb that time, so I didn't lose drive because my rear wheel didn't go in the air that time. Almost done it on that curb. Not quite. In the slipstream now, Brandy Scales. Into the first corner, braking a bit earlier because of that slipstream. One racer still not getting away. A crash there for, I believe that was Emil. It was indeed. So I move up to 3rd now because I just overtook Brandy Scales when Emil crashed. Crash further back from Moreland, 97. Dylan goes a little bit wide. Could I catch up to Dylan? Would he catch up to one racer? Go a bit wide there. So we've got Brandy Scales on my back. This is lap 3 at the moment. Trying to get good drive out of the corners, try not to go wide or hit any curbs, because the curbs on this game in general are pretty lethal. Went a bit wide there, but managed to cut back for a pretty good exit. Dylan goes a bit wide there, then gets a pretty good exit. And we come around to finish the 3rd lap. Gap's still there. If anything, it looked like he closed on one race a little bit there. Okay, so now we start the 4th lap. It's almost half a second up to Dylan. And then something annoying happens. This happened. You'll see, I paused it for a minute, that I'm on the curb. But what actually happens is my rear comes around and flicks me across the corner. And annoyingly, it gave me a 1.4 second penalty, which I was really pissed off about, because that meant that no matter where I finished, if someone or a few people was right behind me with how close the race is going at the moment, that I could end up way down the field even if I finish in a decent place. So I wasn't happy about that. And actually, I'd done the same thing again in just a normal race online, and I got a 10th penalty for doing it on that. But in the league race, it gave me a 1.4 second penalty, which is fucking stupid. Because what I actually tried to do was sit the bike up so that I didn't crash, because either crash or try and save it. I tried to save it, and yeah, 1.4 second penalty. So that is not good at all. But I have closed up on Dylan now, right on his rear. He goes wide, so I go underneath him. Up to 2nd place, he cuts back and he gets in the 2nd, but I get a better drive out. Final couple of corners. So we come around to start lap 5. Obviously, still really pissed off and just thinking, fucking hell, this is stupid. So yeah, just riding angry, not wanting to finish low down. So lap 5, 3 arrows right behind me, so it's still really close. As Dylan tried to sneak through just then, but didn't quite manage it. I crashed a bit further back from Moorland 97 again. I went really wide, which meant that Dylan could come through. But I get a slightly better drive at the corner. And he tries to overtake again, but again, I get a slightly better drive out. .1 second is the lead to one racer now. Just him putting together some clean laps was just enough to pull away, or the rest of us, because we were battling, making a few mistakes. I went really wide again. 2 of them come through, but I get a better exit than Brandy. And then he comes flying through, but goes wide. So I retake 3rd place. All over the back of Dylan again. I try to go through, but I bounce off the curb, which slows me dramatically. So I lose 2 places. Now we're on the start-finish straight, and I can use that slipstream. Still an arrow right behind, who I believe is our Moorland 99. Using the slipstream. Early on the brakes. but go past both of them. Go a little bit wide, which means that Brandy could come through. So we've still got Dylan right behind us as well. Still got that 1.4 second penalty, and of course that's going to play on my mind for the rest of the race. And the annoying thing is that it happened quite early on in the race as well. It's not like it happened right at the end. So still in second place, still battling for second place. I went well wide there because the front almost went, and just had to let off the brake a little bit. So back down to fourth. But I close up quite dramatically straight away on Brandy Scales there. Right in his slipstream. But of course don't want to go wide here because it's easily done. Dylan went on the curb, which forced him a bit wide, otherwise he would have crashed. Take the inside line and back into second place. Looking around to finish lap 6. Not many laps left. The battle was heating up. Brandy Scales comes past. I did mess up my gear change there, let it rev out a little bit too much. Dylan tries to come past, doesn't quite make it. Try to go underneath Brandy Scales. He goes a little bit wide, so when I cut back, although I have a massive wobble, we get past a crash again for Moreland 97 at the back. 3.2 second is the lead now to one racer. So it's not a massive gap, but yeah, obviously we're not going to catch him. Dylan goes well wide there. Still 3 arrows right behind me. Could I escape him? Could I put 1.4 seconds into him? I didn't think so. I knew that it was going to go right down to the last lap. So yeah. I don't know where the hell I was actually going to finish, but we'll soon find out anyway. A little bit wide again into here, but Dylan goes really wide as well, got sucked in a bit. The good thing is that when I make mistakes, the others were making a few mistakes as well. Randy comes through. I managed to get him back. Still in second place. Lap 7 is done and dusted. Dylan got a great drive out the last corner. Brandy Scales comes past using the slipstream as well. I'm back down to fourth. To the first corner. Both get past Brandy. Third and second for Dylan. Brandy Scales taking a tight line there. Coming up the inside into third place. Me back down to fourth, but I'll break him. Back up to third place. Crash for GSXR Map 24 in ninth place. Not many laps left now. A crash there for Brandy Scales. So that let me off the hook a little bit, but still an arrow behind me. Emil was moving up as well, and because we were all battling and making a few mistakes, he was catching. A little bit of a gap now between Dylan and myself. 0.3. That soon closes in as he goes wide. Take a better line through there. Just trying to stay with him now. Try retake second place if I could. Orland and Emil right together now, so they were right behind us. Dylan goes really wide there. Trying to use his slipstream. It's quite far. He's only just starting to kick in towards the end of the start-finish straight. I'll catch him on the brakes. And then disaster as I just tap the curb. Down I go. We're on the penultimate lap as well. So down to 6th place now. That curb is dangerous. So now battling with Brandy Scales, who of course had his crash a bit earlier on, so I'm back with him. So we're up to 5th place, back down to 6th. Back up to 5th. Podium chance blown. .8 up to a mil now, so I don't think we were going to catch them unless they all started making loads of mistakes. But could I beat Brandy Scales as well? You're 0.6 at the moment, but I go really wide as I touch the curb again. Luckily I don't go down. You saw Dylan do that earlier. Those lot swap places at the front, or in the second group even, because one racer is way in the lead. We come around to start the final lap, lap 10. What would happen? Where would I end up? Into the first chicane. Stayed well away from the curb that time. Brandy goes in front. Still 6th place at the moment. At the inside I go. A little bit wide. Managed to stay into 5th place. And we go into the horrible corner for the final time. Nice and early on the brakes. Good line through there that time, no mistakes. But a mistake up ahead for our Moorland as he crashes out. And we'll switch over to that pack now. We're on board with Dylan. With Emil and our Moorland. You see our Moorland just touched the curb there. And down he went. We'll stay with these guys to the end. And then we'll switch back to me. So Emil just ahead of Dylan at the moment. Emil went a little bit wide there. Dylan closing up on the back of him. All over the back of him. Would he do a Rossi manoeuvre? He did try, but went too wide on the exit. Lost too much time going over the curb. And we'll switch back to me. My fight with Brandy Scales and our Moorland now as we both go past him. We just saw him have that crash. And the other two actually not that far ahead, to be honest. We were definitely catching them. I think maybe another lap or two and we would have been back with them. But obviously it was the final lap. Last couple of corners staying in front of Brandy Scales. Tried to do a Rossi as well, but again he went wide just like Dylan did. Tried to keep him at my slipstream. He was closing though, but it would have been a 4th place for me, but of course I did have that penalty. So one racer took the win, followed by Emil in 2nd. Dylan was 3rd. Brandy Scales got 4th and our Moorland 5th. I ended up in 6th with that penalty. Postman was 7th, Biker was 8th, GSXR Matt 9th, and Moorland 97 was 10th. I was really annoyed with that because I definitely had the pace and for 2nd place. And yeah, it definitely should have been a 2nd, but unfortunately it wasn't. So The championship now, I did mess up Dylan's points last time. I missed 6 points off of it, so I've amended that now as well. So one racer extends his lead with 83 points. Emil is in second now with 74 points. Dylan just 2 points behind him in third. Moreland 99 moves 1 point ahead of me in fourth with 51 points. I'm in fifth with 50 points. Brandy Scales is sixth with 43 points. GSXR Matt 24 is seventh with 29, as is Biker in eighth with 29. Moreland 97 in ninth with 27 points. Jerk in 10th with 16 points, and the Postman moves on to the first page with 15 points. And the second page sees I Am Cyborg 11 in 12th with 13 points, and Chan G146 in 13th with 5 points. So that was that race. A big opportunity missed for me. Really fast there, but unfortunately, yeah, too many mistakes. So the next race will be at Assen, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!